The throne room was deathly quiet, a heavy silence that pressed in from all sides. The great tapestries, usually so vibrant with tales of victory, seemed dull and lifeless in the flickering torchlight. I knelt, my gaze fixed on the cold stone floor, not daring to look at the two figures before me. King Aldrich, his face a mask of weary resolve, and General Myrea, her armor gleaming even in the dim light, her jaw set like granite. The news had just arrived, a whispered dread that had turned into a terrifying reality. The northern fort had fallen. Our last bastion against the shadow creeping from the wastelands was gone. The king's voice, though strained, cut through the silence. "Rowan," he said, and I finally looked up. "You are our swiftest rider, our most trusted messenger. The kingdom's fate now rests on your speed and your courage." General Myrea stepped forward, a sealed scroll in her gloved hand. The royal seal of a golden griffin was pressed into dark red wax, unbroken. "This message must reach the monastery of the Silent Peak," she commanded, her voice low and urgent. "It is for the hands of the Elder Council and them alone. They are our last hope for an alliance, our final chance to push back the tide." She placed the scroll into my hands. It felt impossibly heavy, heavier than any parchment had a right to be. "The usual roads are watched," the king continued, leaning forward on his throne. "You must take the Winter Pass. It is treacherous, but it is our only path unseen." I nodded, my throat too tight to speak. The Winter Pass, a name whispered by travelers to frighten their children. A winding path through jagged peaks, where the wind howled like a hungry wolf and avalanches were a constant threat. But there was no other way. I tucked the scroll deep into the leather pouch of my belt, bowed once more, and left the throne room without a word. My mission was clear, my life was secondary. My horse, a sturdy mountain-bred mare named Vixen, snorted clouds of steam into the biting air as we left the capital under the cloak of pre-dawn darkness. The city slept, unaware of the knife's edge upon which its future rested. We rode hard, pushing through the rolling foothills and into the shadow of the mountains. By midday, we had reached the entrance to the Winter Pass. The path was even more daunting than the stories described. It was a narrow, icy scar carved into the side of the mountain, with a sheer drop on one side that fell away into a misty abyss. The air grew thin and cold, and the wind began its mournful song, whipping snow into our faces. Vixen was sure-footed, her hooves finding purchase where I saw only slick ice. We moved slowly, cautiously. Every snap of a frozen twig, every distant rumble of shifting snow sent a jolt of adrenaline through me. This wasn't just a race against time, it was a battle against the mountain itself. Hours blurred into a grueling sequence of one careful step after another. The sun began its descent, painting the snow-covered peaks in hues of orange and purple, a beautiful, deadly spectacle. It was in the fading light that I first felt a prickling sensation on the back of my neck. The feeling of being watched. I dismissed it at first, nerves, the isolation playing tricks on my mind. But the feeling persisted, growing stronger. I risked a glance back, far below, at a bend in the path I had crossed perhaps 30 minutes before. I saw a flicker of movement. A dark shape, moving with unnatural speed. Too fast for a lone traveler, too deliberate for an animal. My heart hammered against my ribs. I wasn't alone. Panic threatened to consume me, but General Myrea's words echoed in my mind. The kingdom's fate. I urged Vixen forward, abandoning caution for speed. We clattered over the icy path, the chasm yawning beside us. The wind shrieked, as if trying to push us over the edge. I looked back again. The figure was closer now. I couldn't make out any details, just a silhouette against the snow, relentless in its pursuit. They knew about the letter. This wasn't a random encounter. I was being hunted. The path ahead forked. One way continued its treacherous climb, while the other plunged downwards into the dense, dark tree line of the Whisperwood. The forest was said to be haunted, a place where travelers vanished, but it offered cover. The mountain pass offered none. It was a split-second decision. I yanked on Vixen's reins, veering her off the path and down the steep, snowy incline towards the trees. We slid and stumbled, loose rocks and snow cascading around us. Branches whipped at my face as we crashed into the forest's edge. Behind me, I heard a sharp, whistling sound, and something thudded into a tree just inches from my head. An arrow, black-fletched and deadly. I didn't dare look back again. I spurred Vixen deeper into the woods, the ancient tree swallowing us whole, the darkness a welcome, albeit terrifying, shield. The full weight of my mission crashed down on me. This wasn't just about delivering a message of alliance. The enemy knew about it, and they were willing to kill to stop me. The scroll in my pouch was no longer just a plea for help. It was a secret so vital that the war, the kingdom, everything, could be won or lost before I ever reached the monastery. My journey had just begun, and the shadows were already closing in. Thank you so much for joining me on this first part of Rowan's journey. If you're as hooked as I am and want to find out what happens next, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We'll be back with the next chapter very soon. See you then.